Atiku's office releases top 10 big lies of Tinubu's government. Oh boy, not be smart, This guy here is really under scrutiny, very serious scrutiny. So Atiku's office has gone to release 10 lies of Tinubu's government. There are plenty, and I'm sure Nigerians have forgotten some of them. Tinubu's only plan was to use propaganda to deceive Nigerians rather than do any proper work in rescuing citizens from the bottomless pit of bad governance. Okay, so former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Special Assistant on Public Communication Frank Shaibu, unveils the 10 big lies that have so far characterized the Bola Tinubu's administration. Shaibu said in a statement at the weekend that the repeated lies were evidence that Tinubu's only plan was to use propaganda to deceive Nigerians rather than do any proper work in rescuing citizens from the bottomless pit of bad governance they had been pushed into in the last 8 years plus 117 days of the administration of All Progressive Congress. Articles 80 asked Nigerians not to be deceived by the apology issued by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Chief Ajuri Ngelale, and other aides to Tinubu. Okay, he said they were only sorry because they had been caught and not because they were pertinent. Shaibu said the fact that Tinubu had more media aides than economic and security advisors was enough to prove that this administration will rely on propaganda as a state policy. My advice to the Nigerian media is to always fact-check any claim made by this government, as this would help maintain their credibility. If the Tinubu government says it is morning, go outside to verify if the sun is shining, he said. These are the 10 lies of the Tinubu's regime I have compiled so far. The first lie that was told by Bola Tinubu was in his inaugural speech, where he stated that the petrol subsidy was gone, with oil price now $94 per barrel and naira exchange at 1,000 naira to $1. The price of diesel has risen to about 1,000 naira per liter, while petrol remains at 620 naira per liter. It is obvious to the discerning mind that petrol is now being subsidized, a position which all oil marketers have espoused. Nigerians should not be deceived. Tinubu claims that there is no subsidy is a lie from the pit of hell. And the fact that they are even hiding the information means there is no transparency and the money is probably being stolen. Exactly. And we know that the subsidy is back because NNPCL is already using the proceeds of Nigerian liquefied natural gas to pay for subsidy. And they have paid some billions, almost 169 billion or thereabout at August. And they're going to pay another one again in this September. So subsidy is back, and that is glaring. Number two is the second lie told by these charlatans was that the United Arab Emirates had lifted the visa ban on Nigerians immediately, and that all Nigerians were free to visit Dubai. This lie was well celebrated by many undiscerning Nigerians whose only crime was to believe the deceptive words of an illegitimate government. UAE authorities later confirmed to CNN that it was all a lie. What a national embarrassment. A third lie told by this deceptive government is that Tinubu was the first African president to ring the Nasdaq bell. It has since been established that Malawian President Jakaya Kikwete rang the bell on September 21, 2011. Apart from that, we've seen a lot of people that have rang the bell before Tinubu, and they came out to apologize. Another lie, which is number 4, was a statement issued by Ajuri Ngelale on August 27, 2023, where U.S. Presidential Envoy and Assistant Secretary of the State for African Affairs, Ambassador Molly Fee, was quoted as saying, President Joe Biden is asking to meet with you on the sidelines of hunger, and you are the only African leader he has requested to meet. It is a mark of his high regard for your leadership. Well, this has turned out to be another embarrassing lie, as Tinubu has departed hunger and never met President Biden. A fifth lie was the claim made by Tinubu on the floor of NASDAQ, where he stated that we have retooled the exchange rate to a reliable, dependable one figure floating of the naira. You are free to take in your money and bring out your money. But this is another lie from the pit of hell. The exchange rate on the I&E window is about 780 naira per dollar. So why the rate at the parallel market is about 1,000 naira to dollar? Besides, foreign airlines still have over $600 million funds stock in Nigeria. Tinubu therefore lied when he said you are free to take in your money and bring out your money. Oh boy. Number 6, on August 14, 2023, the Nigerian government said on its official Twitter handle that the Nigerian Air Force struck terrorist gathering at Kurebe in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The government claimed that the terrorists were neutralized. Well, Premium Times has now revealed it in its latest report that this is not but a propaganda, as those who were killed were innocent civilians. Is it not tragic that the Bola Tinubu administration has now infected the military with lies? Indeed, once the head of the fish is rotten, the body cannot escape corruption. And that one self, even when the military aircraft was shot down by the terrorists, they claimed that it was a mechanical fault and the engine failed. This happened, and shortly after, the terrorists came out to claim responsibility that they shut it down, but the military never accepted it. What bad women. The number 7 lie. Okay, as part of Bola Tinubu's propaganda program, the Central Bank of Nigeria said on September 6, 2023, that within 2 weeks, it would inject $10 billion into the foreign exchange market to clear the FX backlog. Days after the deadline passed, not a single cent has been injected into the system as the Naira continues its free fall. The institution that Tinubu's leadership cannot destroy does not exist. Oh boy. Number 8 lie. In his inaugural speech, Tinubu said, as your president, I shall serve with prejudice towards no one or towards none. But this has turned out to be another barefaced lie. Tinubu had been running a government of the clannish, by the clannish and for the clannish, with all key appointments in every sector going to the section of the country, including CBN, FROS, Custom, Army, Police, and Immigration, while he himself is the Petroleum and Gas Minister. Tinubu appointed 10 ministers from the Southwest and only 5 from the Southeast. If this isn't prejudice, I don't know what it is. And the lie number 9. Last month, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited claimed they had obtained an Afrexim loan of $3 billion, which would help stabilize the Naira. We raised the alarm that it was all a ruse to deceive Nigerians. Now we have been justified, as the Naira is now trading at $1 to 1,000 Naira on the black market window. Why Afrexim Bank has refused to speak on it? This was just audio money. Oh boy. Then number 10, perhaps the biggest scam and deceit of the Tinubu administration was the Student Loan Act, which he signed on June 12th. Okay, the new law provides loans for students' tuition fees only, and it doesn't cover any other educational expenses. After the law was signed, all federal government schools began increasing school fees, but Dele Alake, the special assistant advisor on media, as he then was, said in a statement that tuition in all government schools remained free and that the only fees that were increased were accommodation, laboratory, library, and other costs. So if tuition fee is free and the student loan act covers only tuition fees, that means the Student Loan Act is pointless and no money will be released. In essence, Tinubu's government has prodded government schools to increase fees while no loan will be given to the students. This is the height of deception and wickedness. Signed, Frank Shaibu, Special Assistant Communication to Atiku Abubakar, September 24, 2023. Oh boy. And this one, now the height of lie. This one is huge, frankly speaking. So how can all this lie be? That means that this government is currently being x-rayed, just like the head and the tail and the body. Everything about this system is propaganda. How long will this continue to be? This continue to be my question. How long will Tinubu's government continue to thrive in lies? So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment. This is carefully compiled by Frank Shaibu for Nigerians to see.